45th anniversary year of the Arboretum. 40 years ago was when Earth Day was started up at the University of Wisconsin. When the people came back from Vietnam, you all know the story how Earth Day began. So it's really apropos. I remember when I gave my parents an ecology flag and people wondered what, there was actually an article in the paper, what in the world is the green and white flag? No one had seen it before. So we kind of were at the cusp of when things started happening. My mom and dad grew up in Clinton. All of their friends left Clinton and went to play golf in Florida and play bridge. And they decided they wanted to stay here. This is a map that showed every single street in Clinton that they walked. They walked up and down these streets and marked it and tried to decide. This was before meditation was popular, but they were meditating. They said, I really want to, what shall we do with our community? What can we do for our community? And about that time, as they walked down Fifth Avenue, and this story's been documented, they saw the big X's on the tree that meant Dutch elm disease is here, cut trees down. And they felt very bad about this and went to some of the city government people and said, what are you going to do? And the city government, who didn't know what urban forestry was, they didn't know about diversity, said, we'll plant oaks up and down. Or maybe you'd like us to plant poplar, not knowing how invasive that one was. But they named all these other trees all a single species. And my dad, and I don't know how this happened, an epiphany of some kind, thought there has to be something we're forgetting. So he started classes at Morton Arboretum. He and my mom went into Morton. I think they joke about the first class he went to and my mom went to Oak Brook shopping. So you can see they were totally on the same focus at this point. But they were thinking, what can we do? As they finished the 12-week class and walked out the last day and shook hands with the professor, the teacher, he looked very down. And those of you, how many of you knew my dad? Well, most everyone did. Those of you who knew my dad knew that my dad as a car dealer would have said, well, what can I do for you? Had a car in the back lot. What can I do for you? And the man said, well, I've just been told that I have been released from my job because of my age. Oh. And the story is, my dad looked at my mom, and I get goosebumps every time I do this. My dad looked at my mom and said, what do you think? And she said, fine. And he said, how would you like to start an arboretum in Clinton, Iowa? So Dr. Roy Nardine came out to Clinton, Iowa, and looked at this area and said, I don't believe it. You've got hills, you've got a creek, you've got natural oxbows, you've got bur oak, the state tree, and you have 13 trees, David? There were 13 trees, that's all. Now we have thousands. And he said, I think we can do it. So they worked with him, they collaborated, and the Arboretum actually came through that. I wanted to say that it's so easy now to see, don't you think, that education started the Arboretum. We're at education now. Two little inserts in the middle. My grandpa Kirshner was a doctor here in town and established some scholarships with Clinton Community College. And 20 years ago, 25 years ago, the college came to the Arboretum and said, we have an idea. How about a school of arboriculture? It's another new word. Arboriculture at Clinton Community College. My mom and dad's financial people and attorneys, and my mom and dad were not ready to do that yet. But now it's the ready time. I am so excited. You are presented with this gift. Thank you very much for coming.